Today, I want to talk about the state of the Indian NBFC industry. Another big in NBFC has collapsed, but this collapse was foretold long before the COVID pandemic came. The COVID pandemic only made it worse. We are talking about SREI. SREI is a infrastructure finance company which has a subsidiary which does equipment finance. This company has been in trouble for more than 2 years. Its CEO had resigned and a new CEO had not been appointed. The company has a total debt of 30,000 crores, of which 20,000 crores is with 15 commercial banks and 10,000 crores is owed to others. So, this SREI infrastructure and SREI equipment finance is owned by a Marwadi group based in Calcutta called Kanoria Group. The Kanorias are one father and four sons. One of these sons is in UK running a healthcare venture, while the rest are all involved in this business. They have several verticals, and the entire shareholding is being transferred to a foundation which owns these companies. This company has been in trouble, like I said, for a long time, and ever since there is problems in the infrastructure sector, this company has been in trouble. Once ILFS started to sink, SERI started to stop lending money and stop growing its loan book. In any finance company, once a loan book stops growing, then there is serious trouble. The pandemic made things even more worse in the sense that the Reserve Bank of India allowed those people to whom SERI had lent money to defer their payments legally, but did not allow SERI to defer its payments to banks. And the banks decided to take coercive action. What happened is SEBI and its promoters decided to file a case against the banks in the court. According to the promoter, Hemant Kanoria, this infuriated the banks, and the banks decided to come on SEBI with like a ton of bricks. What has happened is there is a lot of bondholders in this company. These bondholders are now stuck as there is no way they will get payment. In the case of Diwan Housing Finance, the bondholders got only 1.5 to 43% of their money back, depending on whether their bonds were secured or unsecured. In the case of only retail investors who had less than 2 lakhs invested, was the full money repaid, even when DHFLs was dissolved and Piramals took over the company. The same bondholders, many of them who are HNIs, believe the same thing will happen here, and bondholders will lose heavily if the resolution of this bank goes through. Hemant Kanoria, in terms, claimed that he was willing to repay all the bondholders. There were 4,000 crores in the account, and he wanted it to use to pay off the bondholders so that the small and retail investor would not be in trouble. He claimed the banks were very upset with him and therefore would not allow him to do the same. But the banks are fed up because all the pink press has been reporting for over last 3 years that the Canorias are in serious trouble. They first tried to do a launch of a steady equipment finance into a separate listed company with an IPO. But since there were no takers, the IPO program was devolved. The shareholders of SREI Infrastructure then were talking about merging the SREI Equipment Finance with the holding company SREI Infrastructure to generate more value. In between, the family floated a separate company called BRN, Bharat Road Network, which was basically created to get an IPO and raise money to save SERI. What happened was the company Bharat Road Network was created by transferring the SERI stakes in several special project SPPs into Bharat Network and create a company that would just be ready for an IPO. Even that did not take off and it failed. The company could not raise funds, especially in equity format. The company needed more equity because most of the loans it had given had gone bad. So the company needed money in form of equity, which would help them draw a deep line and increase its capital adequacy ratio so that they could lend money and raise more money against debt. Unfortunately, since the accounts of these companies was not clearly laid out, and many financial analysts claimed that they could not analyze and come to a conclusion whether SREI was a going concern or not, their fundraising could become more and more difficult. The last straw on the camel's back was the fact that the promoters went against their bankers in court and said that the court should give them interim protection. Once the court dismissed that petition, the banks got emboldened and decided to tighten the screws. When all that failed and there was no hope of recovery of money, Reserve Bank of India stepped in and superseded the board. Now the board of SEDI does not exist and a new administrator has been appointed to set right the company. The administrator has assured all the employees of SEDI that their jobs would be protected. He will run it as a going concern and then resolve it the way DHFL was resolved by selling it to the highest bidder. The only problem in this case is the banks would take a lesser haircut. The maximum haircut would be taken by the bondholders and the entire equity would be wiped out as retail investors and mutual funds who have invested in Citi would be completely wiped out and the Coronias would lose the company. An analysis of the trusts owned by Coronias show that they have the assets in hospitality, power, and some assets abroad. Let us wait and watch how this company is resolved. Thank you for watching. Be rich. It's a great privilege and honor that so many of you in thousands have subscribed to my channel and have supported me. I have written 2 books in English, The Alchemy of Money and Ordinary Stocks, Extraordinary Profits. These books are published by us and are ready. If you want to procure a copy, send us a message to the WhatsApp number given below and my team would respond to you. If you want an Amazon Kindle copy, you can click the link below. Finally, those who wish to consult with me can send a mail to berichenglish@gmail.com. Once again, I thank you for your support. If you like this video, press the subscribe button of my channel, hit the like button and turn on the bell notification. नमस्कार, मेरा नाम आनंद श्रीनिवासन है और मैं एक पर्सनल फाइनेंस कंसल्टेंट हूँ। मैं 2 YouTube चैनल चलाता हूँ पर्सनल फाइनेंस के बारे में। एक मनी पेज तमिल में है। मेरे बहुत से दोस्त बोले कि मैं हिंदी में एक चैनल शुरू करूं, तो मैंने एक पैसा बोलता है नाम का एक हिंदी चैनल शुरू किया है। मैं पर्सनल निवेश के बारे में ही बात करूंगा। आप उसको सब्सक्राइब करें, अपने दोस्तों को शेयर करें। अगर आप हिंदी नहीं जानते हैं तो पैसा करें। जो आपके दोस्त हिंदी जानते हैं उनको सब्सक्राइब करने के लिए आग्रह करें। धन्यवाद, नमस्कार।